Hello guys and welcome back to another video on the channel, and today we are going to be doing a Premier League end of the season quiz. So yeah, I thought, I've been away for a while and what a way to bring it back by doing a quiz on the channel. And yeah, we're going to have a few guests. I'll let you find out who they are. Basically there's going to be 10 questions with multiple choice answers, so I think there's 4 answers per question and they've just got to find the right one. And whoever gets the most wins, and whoever loses and gets least points has to do forfeit, which will be shown at the end of the video. Or if we don't get time to do it, then potentially another video on the channel, but I'll let you know at the end. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Let me know how many you've got right in the comments. And let's waste no time, let's get straight back into it. Let's get on to the quiz. Let's go.
Question 1 then, which stadium hosted the Commonwealth Games in 2002 in its first ever event? And the options are A, Old Trafford, B, Etihad, C, King Power, or D, Wembley Stadium. Now, first of all, I can already cancel out 2 stadiums, those being the Etihad and the King Power, because I don't believe those stadiums were built in 2002, so it's a toss up between Old Trafford and Wembley for me. Now I know Old Trafford hosted a lot of like international games back then, like England games, but they host the Commonwealth Games. I'm not too sure. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with Wembley just because Wembley's like the most famous stadium in England. So, and I think the Commonwealth Games would have been held there. So I'm gonna go with D, Wembley for that one.
A massive thank you to Kieran for having me on for this Premier League end of season quiz. Make sure you guys smash a like on the video and subscribe. What a legend. And yeah, let's get straight into this. Here we go. Question number 1. Question number 1 then. Which stadium hosted the 2002 Commonwealth Games? It was definitely held in Manchester. I doubt they'd use Old Trafford, or would they? I'm pretty sure it was Manchester. It could be Leicester though, which is one of the options. I'm pretty sure it was in Manchester though. I'll say the Etihad because I don't really think you'd use Old Trafford in 2002 because it's such a big team. I doubt you'd use like a massive team for just Commonwealth Games. That's my reasons. Complete guess, probably wrong. Probably is Old Trafford or that, but I'm pretty sure it was in Manchester. That's number 1.
Hello viewers of Kieran's channel, and a massive shout out to Kieran for allowing me on his Premier League quiz, and that feels refreshing to say, seeing Forest are now a Premier League club. But without further ado, let's get into this this clip for Kieran. Make sure you like on the video and subscribe if you're new to Kieran's channel. Absolute legend, make sure to help him out. Now without further ado, let's get into the first question. So question 1, which stadium hosted the Commonwealth Games in 2002 as its first event? Now if I'm honest, I have not got a clue. I'm going to guess Wembley.
What's going on, Kieran? Everyone doing the quiz. What's happening? Thank you for letting me come on the quiz, and let's get straight into it. Let's go. Right, question 1 is, which stadium hosted Commonwealth Games 2002 as its first event? Now this, I don't know if I know this one, but I'm going to go with Old Trafford. That's just something that's sticking in my mind. It's probably wrong, but let's crack on with it.
Hello guys, I am on Kieran's channel at the moment. I am answering questions. This shall be fun. So, I'm looking at the questions here. My first question is, who or which stadium hosted the Commonwealth Games in 2002 as its first event? My options are Old Trafford, Etihad Stadium, King Power Stadium or Wembley Stadium. I don't think it was Wembley. Let's be honest now.
It was London. If London Stadium was on there, I would have said it, but it didn't exist. King Power Stadium, Leicester weren't big at the moment. Wouldn't really be wanted. Etihad Stadium, hit and miss, but I don't think it would be them. I will go with Old Trafford.
Moving on to question 2, which goalkeeper conceded the most goals in the Premier League for the 2021/22 season? And the options are A. Jordan Pickford, B. Ilya Melier, C. Tim Krul, or D. David De Gea. It's not David De Gea. First of all, because Man United conceded like 56 goals or something like that. I don't think it was Jordan Pickford either. It's either going to be Melier or Tim Krul for me, and I think I'm just going to edge Tim Krul for that one. So yeah, that's my answer for question 2.
Number 2, I think this one is quite simple. The keeper that conceded the most goals in 2021-22 season, I'm going to go Tim Krul. I'm not too sure how many games he started for Norwich. I think he started them all. I'm not too sure how many Angus Gunn started for Norwich as well. Or Ilian Melia. I think that's how you say it. I have no idea. But I'm pretty sure Krul conceded like 8 more than Melia. I could be wrong, something like that. But I'm pretty sure Krul has conceded more. They lost 5-0 to Spurs on the last day as well. I know it's pretty close between them. It's definitely between them two as well, because Pickford, he hadn't conceded as many. It's definitely between them two, but I'm going to say Krul. I'm not too sure on that one though.
On to question 2 now. Who for the 21/22 season conceded the most goals? A. Jordan Pickford, B. Ilya Meslier, C. Tim Krul, and D. David De Gea. So, right, this season gone by. I'm gonna go B. Ilya Meslier. That I'm not too sure though. That's a tough one. So
Question 2. Who for the 2021-22 season conceded the most goals? And I'm going to go with that Myler guy, Leeds goalkeeper, just because they were nearly relegated. I mean, it could have been Tim Krul. It might have been Tim Krul actually. It might be, but I'm going to go for the Leeds goalkeeper.
Now for question 2. This will be a fun one, because the question is, who for the 21-22 season has conceded the most goals? My options are Jordan Pickford, is the Leeds goalkeeper, I can't pronounce his name, C. Tim Krul, or D. David De Gea. It's not David De Gea, I'm going to tell you that now, it's quite an obvious one. Tim Krul, Norwich hit and miss, they conceded a lot, but Tim Krul saved a lot, so I don't think it'll be him. Jordan Pickford had an alright season. Everton haven't conceded much. Don't think it's him. I think it's a Leeds goalkeeper, Ilya Meslier. I've done it!
Question 3, who finished 10th in the Premier League this season? The options are A. Brighton and Hove Albion, B. Crystal Palace, C. Wolverhampton Wanderers, or D. Brentford. Now, if I remember correctly, I believe the answer to this question is Wolves. I believe they finished 10th in the Premier League, so I'm going to go with Wolves for question 3.
Question 3, which team finished 10th in the Premier League? Well, I'm not going to cheat because I've got the table behind me, but I can't really help that. But Brighton won on the final day, which is one of the options. I haven't got them written down. Let me have a look at the options. So the other options are Crystal Palace, Brentford and Wolves, and Brighton. So Brighton won on the final day. Brentford, they lost on the final day, and I don't think they were that high. Crystal Palace, they won on the final day. Weren't they? I think they were like 14th going into it, 13th. So it could be them or Wolves. Now, I definitely did move Wolves down because after I did the live stream on the final day of the Premier League, I did the tail behind me. I definitely did move Wolves down. Whether it was one place or two, I'm just trying to remember. I don't think I put Palace that high. I think it is Wolves. I don't think it's Brighton or Wolves, but I'll say Wolves. I'm not too sure. I'm going to be kicking myself now.
On to question 3 now. Which team finished 10th in the Premier League? Now, pretty sure I know this one. So A, Brighton, B, Crystal Palace, C, Wolves, D, Brentford. I think it's one of Brighton or Wolves. I'm pretty sure it is C, Wolves.
Which team finished 10th in the season just gone? I'm going to go with Brighton. They had a really good spell at the end. They beat us, didn't they? I think they beat Man United as well, didn't they? So, yeah, I'm going to go for Brighton.
Now for the next question. It's going to test my knowledge now of this season. Which team finished 10th place in the Premier League? I'm assuming this season. My options are Brighton. I don't think it's them. They finished about 8th, 9th. Crystal Palace at 11th-ish. Brentford were 14th, I remember that. I think it might be my number C. Wolverhampton Wanderers, however you want me to say it. I think Wolves finished 10th.
On to question 4. Which Premier League team spent the most money in the January transfer window? The options are A, Man City, B, Liverpool, C, Everton, or D, Newcastle. Now, again, so between two options for me. I think it's either Liverpool or Newcastle. Now, Liverpool, obviously, they signed Luis Diaz in January. Newcastle signed 4 players. They signed Bruno Guimaraes, Kieran Trippier. Then they signed 2 loan signings of Dan Burn and Matt Target. So I'm really torn between this one, but I think I'm just gonna go for Newcastle purely because they signed like 2 like permanent players in Guimaraes and Trippier. So that's why I've gone for Newcastle for question 4.
So the options for the next one are City, Everton, Liverpool, and Newcastle. For the team that spent the most money in January. Newcastle, I think they brought Bruno Guimaraes for about 35 million, 40 million. Don't remember City doing much. Everton bought Mikalenko and that Patterson guy from Rangers or Hearts, I don't know. One of the Scottish teams. Don't think Liverpool spent that much. I think they bought Diaz. I'm going to say Newcastle. Complete guess, probably wrong. I have no idea at this point.
Moving on to the next question, question 4. In the January transfer window, which Premier League team spent the most amount of money? Was it A, Manchester City, B, Liverpool, C, Everton, D, Newcastle? I think it's between Everton and Newcastle, because I know Everton spent 40 million on Dele Alli, loaned in Van der Beek. I think that was it. Well, so Newcastle definitely spent more on one player. I'm gonna go D, Newcastle. Thinking about it, I think it's one of Newcastle or Liverpool. So I'm gonna go D, Newcastle United.
Which team spent the most money in January? Well, for that one, I'm going to go with Newcastle because they spent a hell of a lot of money in there, bro. Big up Newcastle.
Now for the 4th question, and our question is, which team in the January transfer window has spent the most amount of money? My options are Manchester City, who signed absolutely nobody in January. Liverpool, Diaz. 37 million is the only player they signed. Everton, who signed that Patterson geezer for about 9 million. If no one else, to be fair. Or Newcastle, with their big money, big reboot, signing players for 200 million, if I remember correctly. It's going to be Newcastle, isn't it? It's Newcastle. Now,
moving on to question 5, and it is which team in the Premier League dropped most points from winning positions, and the options are A. Leeds, B. Southampton, C. Watford, or D. Crystal Palace. Now, I remember Crystal Palace, you know, they got a lot of draws last season, and in those draws, most of the time they took the lead. So I think I'm gonna live for Crystal Palace for this one. So that's my answer for question 5.
Which team dropped the most points from winning positions? I don't know. I have no idea. It's out of Crystal Palace. I think Leeds, Southampton, and someone else. Watford were the other ones. From winning positions, I'll go Southampton, but like the other questions in this, they're proper hard. I have no idea. Lucky to have one at this point. If I have that, I'd have no idea.
Question 5. Which team dropped the most points from winning positions? I assume it's this season. So is it A. Leeds, B. Southampton, C. Watford, D. Crystal Palace? I'm not sure. I'm gonna just take a random guess and go B. Southampton.
Which team dropped most points from winning positions? Now that is a tough one. I'm going to go with Leeds. Yeah, Leeds.
now for number 5. And for number 5, our question is, which team dropped the most points from winning positions? My options are Leeds, Southampton, Wolves, Watford, not Wolves, Watford, or Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, they go to winning positions and they hold it. Watford, they're one of the contenders. Southampton, they do bottle a bit, but I don't know. They bottle a bit, but I don't think it's them. Leeds, they're with Watford, so I need to decide. Leeds don't really get into winning positions. Watford do, and then bottle it. It's a hard choice. It'd be funny if it's Southampton or Crystal Palace now. I'll say Watford. What do you lot think?
Question 6, which winner had 52 shots this season and didn't score once? The options are A. Anthony Gordon, B. Ryan Fraser, C. Dwight McNeil, or D. Riyad Mahrez. Now, process of elimination here. Anthony Gordon has scored this season, so has Ryan Fraser, and so has Riyad Mahrez. So that one's got to be C. Dwight McNeil.
Mahrez, Fraser, McNeil, and Gordon are the options for the next one. For the winger that had 52 shots but didn't score a single goal, well, 100% Anthony Gordon and Riyad Mahrez have scored goals. Fraser or Dwight McNeil, I think just because Burnley are lower, I'll go McNeil. I don't know how much he's played this season because Cornet, of course, has come in. Actually, Fraser's played. Is it Fraser? I've eliminated it to these two, Fraser or McNeil. I'm going to stick with the first one I said. I'm going to say McNeil for this one. Am I sure? No. but I'll go with him. Burnley are lower, they've scored less goals, so I'll say McNeil. I don't know if he's had that many shots though, no idea.
Question 6. Which winger had 52 shots this season and didn't score one? A. Anthony Gordon, B. Ryan Fraser, C. Dwight Gale, D. Riyad Mahrez. Now, I know for a fact that Dwight McNeil, hasn't scored this season. Mahrez definitely has. I think Fraser has. And I think Gordon has. I'm definitely confident that Mahrez has scored. I know for a fact Dwight McNeil hasn't. I can't get his name right. I'm going to go for C, Dwight McNeil.
Question number 6. Which winger had 52 shots without scoring a goal? Now, that Anthony Gordon I'm going to go with, because I remember he's probably Everton's best player and he's the youngest player on the pitch. And I'm going to go with Anthony Gordon because he's really probably one of the only bright sparks in that Everton team.
Now for question 6, and this is, which winger had 52 shots this season and didn't score once? My options here are Anthony Gordon, who scored against United, so he's out. Ryan Fraser, who I don't think has scored this season, I think it's him. Dwight McNeil, who I don't remember scoring, but could be him, but I don't think it is. And Riyad Mahrez, who scored quite a bit this season.
Question 7. The question says, how much did Newcastle pay for their owners to join? And the options are A, 205 million, B, 255 million, C, 305 million, or D, 505 million. Now, I'm honestly not sure on this one, so I'm just going to have to take a guess. I don't think it would be 505 million, because that seems like an excessive amount of money, even in football nowadays. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go with B, 255 million. That seems about right. But yeah, I probably have got that one wrong, to be honest.
Next question, how much did the Newcastle takeover cost? Well, I sort of know this one because I remember watching the news. It was $405 million, I think it was. So into pounds, I'm pretty sure that's £305 million. So I'll go with that. If I got this wrong, then it's just me being really dumb. So, yeah.
Question 7. How much did Newcastle cost their new owners? A. 205 million, B. 255 million, C. 305 million, or D. 505 million. Now, I think it is B or C. 305 rings a bell. Actually thinking about it, I think it's A or C. I'm gonna go C, 305 million. I'm not too sure on that one though.
How much? Question 7. How much did Newcastle cost? Now I'm going to go with C, 305 million.
The next question is question 7. How much did Newcastle cost for their new owners? My options here are 205 million, 255 million, or 2,055 million, 3,005 million, or 5,005 million. I thought it was in the billions, so a bit of controversy. So I'm going highest in the billion, which is 5,005 million. This will cause controversy because I cannot remember. It's very disappointing because I thought it was a billion. See you for question 8.
Question 8 then, how many games did Liverpool win in the Premier League this season? The options are A, 25, B28, C31, or D35? Now, I'm honestly not sure, so I'm just going to have to take a guess. I'm going to say B28. That's my guess for question 8.
Next question, how many games did Liverpool win this season? The options are 31, 35, 28, and I can't remember the other one now. It's gone straight from my head. I think it was like 27. I have no idea. I should have written these down. Wrote these down. It's definitely not in the 30s, and I can't remember the other option, so I'll go 28. It's definitely not in the 30s. Not even Man City got 30, I don't think. No, because they only got 92 points or 93 points. No, Liverpool got 92 points, so times that by 3. It was 28. And then, I'm going to go 28, final answer. I do not remember the other option, if it's that.
So question 8. How many games did Liverpool win this season? A25, B28, C31 or D35? Now, it's a Premier League quiz, so I'm going to assume this is just Premier League. I think it's late 20s, early 30s. They've lost, how many have they lost? They've lost like 4 or 5. They've drawn. I'm gonna go B28. That's what I'm gonna go with, B28.
How many games did Liverpool win? Well, what was the... I'm going to go with 35D because it can't be anything else because of a second. It can't be anything else, can it? Surely.
My next question is, how many games did Liverpool win this season? They won quite a few, but they did win it and draw. So my options here are 25 games won, 28 games won, 38 games won, or 35 games won. They've definitely not got 35 games won, so it's not that. 25 games won is a bit low. So 28 or 31 won. I think it's 20. I just froze there for a second thinking. I think it will be 31 games won. But 28 is a contender. I don't believe it's 28, so I'm going 31 games won.
Question 9. Which Premier League club did Christian Eriksen join? A. Brentford, B. Burnley, C. Tottenham, or D. Watford? Now, this question is really easy. It is, of course, Brentford that Christian Eriksen joined. So, yeah, that's my answer for question 9.
Next one's pretty simple. Which Premier League club did Christian Eriksen join? It was indeed Brentford, of course. The Danish relationship with Thomas Frank. They've got quite a few Danish players have Brentford, so yeah, Brentford for Christian Eriksen. I know I've got at least 1 point now.
On to the second to last question, question 9. Which Premier League club did Christian Eriksen join? A. Brentford, B. Burnley, C. Tottenham, D. Watford. I think this is the easiest question on there, and it is B. But no, I'm joking. It is A. Brentford. Yeah, I can say that very confidently.
Oh yeah. Question number 9. Eriksen, which team did Eriksen join? Well, that's an easy one. That is Brentford, all the way. If I don't get that one right, I might as well just stop watching football.
Now, second to last, question 9. My question is, which team did Christian Eriksen join? My options here are Brentford, who he obviously joined, he's a good playmaker. Burnley, don't think he would want to go to a Brexit club. Tottenham, he got no space there. Or Watford. Playing under Roy Hodgson. Oh, that'll be fun. It's Brentford. I'm telling you now, it's Brentford.
And lastly, question 10. 2 Premier League referees tried at the end of the season. One was Mike Dean. Who was the other? Options are A. Anthony Taylor, B. Paul Tierney, C. John Moss, or D. Craig Paulson. Now, I remember hearing about an interview of Steven Gerrard talk about this referee after the Aston Villa versus Liverpool game, and I believe it was John Moss who was the referee there. So that's going to be my answer for the final question, C. John Moss.
And finally, which 2 Premier League referees retired at the end of the season? Luckily, I'm almost 99% sure I know this one. He refereed the playoff final along with Mike Dean. Well, Mike Dean didn't, you get what I mean. John Moss is retiring along with Mike Dean. A lot of people are happy about that. I've seen it all over social media. So yeah, that one is John Moss. If I get this one wrong, I'm going to look a right idiot because I'm sounding like I know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I'm going to go John Moss.
Final question now. Number 10. 2 Premier League referees retired at the end of the season. One was Mike Dean, who was the other. Now, I know this one because, funny enough, he refereed the Forest game and there was lots of uproar about him refereeing it because there was no repercussions on him from a Huddersfield perspective. So it's A. Anthony Taylor, B. Paul Tierney, C. John Moss, or D. Craig Paulson. It's C. John Moss. I know that very confidently because there was a lot of uproar about him refereeing the playoff final. But yeah, for my answer, I'm going to go C. John Moss.
And we're at the final one now. The best question of them all. Big up Kieran Webster. Let's go. The best question saved till last. Which 2 refs retire at the end of the season? It is, obviously with Mike Dean, it is John Moss.
Now, number 10. Which 2 Premier League referees retired at the end of the season? One was Mike Dean. What one is the other? My options here are Anthony Taylor, Anthony Taylor, Paul Tierney, John Moss, or Craig Paulson. I remember celebrating they were retired because he was awful to my club. Not Monterey. Monterey? I don't support Tigres. I've got this shirt. My club, Arsenal, he was awful referee against them, so I celebrated him retiring. It is John Moss. It's public enough for me to do my forfeit. So, I'm an Arsenal fan, so I've got to sing a rival chant. Bukayo Saka, let the country down. Bukayo Saka, let the country down. And one extra one for Kieran. Hull City get battered everywhere they go. I've not got any tune to that, but good luck.
Can't believe it, guys. I've lost the quiz. Now I've got to sing a Chelsea song. And the only one I know is Chelsea, Chelsea, Chelsea. So, without further ado, this is what I'm gonna have to do. I think it's hooked. I think, you know what I mean. I don't think Kieran's just dubbing right over, isn't he? Oh. Chelsea, 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 Chelsea. Oh shit. Well, I've done it, guys. That's all I can do. I can't do no more than that. Thank you everyone who's let me come on to the show today. That was good. And all the questions, they were pretty difficult, but hopefully we can get first next time. Big up Kieran. Everyone go subscribe to Kieran Webster, absolute legend of YouTube. And you know, sun's shining. I think it's now time, well, to end it right there. But thank you everyone that joined in, and big up yourselves.